Hello everyone, it's MadDog32, aka JMW Dolphin Fan. We're back playing some more Watch Dogs Legion. Without further ado, let's get back into it. Last we left off, we were heading to this graffiti thing so we can start the next liberation mission. Now, the actual question is, how the flying fudge... Oh wait, I see it. It's actually not that hard. Good thing I took out those dudes right here, because I actually have the dude go this way. I'm having a lot of fun though. Um, what was it? I would say maybe a month or two ago. Watch Dogs 2 was on sale, and I was replaying because Watch Dogs 2 is kind of like, as much as people may say this one's like the black sheep, I guess, I think Watch Dogs 2 to me really is more though, because Watch Dogs 2 changed a lot of the mechanics from the first game to such a degree where it almost feels like a completely different game because that game does not, I repeat, does not incentivize going loud or going lethal. That game legit feels like it is meant to be played stealthily and with non-lethal weapons, which is super weird. When you come in the first game where Aiden Pierce is like John Wicking it up, shooting people like explosions everywhere, breaking into prisons and stuff. So it's super interesting for them to take that take on it. And even though I honestly prefer this and Watch Dogs 1's gameplay to Watch Dogs 2, I still think Watch Dogs 2 was a cool game and a definitely interesting take on how a Watch Dogs game should be made. Because, like, at this point, especially with the way they've treated Watch Dogs Legions, whatever Watch Dogs 3 or 4, whatever the hell you want to call it, will be, I do think it will be another take on a different genre. Maybe they'll continue on with this RPG element of recruiting everyone, because that's kind of a cool concept that does make everyone a little generic. But I think the novelty of recruiting people still works to some extent because how does games like Pokemon and stuff still work for people? Because if you make cool characters and you give them cool abilities and you make the like ability to get unique stuff on them happen, people will still enjoy those games. Where the hell is the I almost feel like that one jumped to my death there. People will still enjoy those games though, and I really think like it is a good way to build the game around. Because you can say what you want about this game, like there's no cars on demand, not every character have guns, but to some extent, I feel. Well, first of all, every character technically has guns. They have shock weapons, but I think to some extent that makes certain characters more valuable, and at the same time, that's all obviously superficial. You know, a character being more valuable is just because they imported these mechanics of these characters can't have these things. But I don't think it's a bad way to make a game because RPGs, for example, like I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne on my own time, and certain characters are inherently better than others. When you make an RPG-like game, having characters with specific abilities is not a bad thing in my eyes. The thing I would hope for let's say a Watch Dogs 4, and that's if they keep it this way. If they keep it with the recruiting everyone system, screw it. Even if they want to go call it Watch Dogs Legion 2, for example, the thing they need to take away, they got to do a few things. First off, they need, and I repeat, they need to not give characters, I would call them dummy weapons. You can keep things like the LT launcher for doctors. You can keep like weird, unique weapons for specific types of characters. But for randoms, I find around, I shouldn't be able to find anyone with. Where the hell are they? I shouldn't be able to find someone with the LTMX shock, like auto rifle. I shouldn't be able to find. Where the hell are you? I was looking at you last episode. I shouldn't be able to find someone with this SMG because there's no point. It's a shock weapon. Unless these characters come with perks that make the shock weapons better, there's no point. And that could be, I guess, argued that maybe they should just make shock weapons better across the board. which I guess, but I don't think shock weapons are that bad. I actually think there are a lot of uses for the shock weapons in the game. The grenade launcher obviously still blows up cars and it does a lot of damage to drones. And the pistol can actually be silenced, which is super cool because you could just give anyone a silenced pistol if they want. Is it an amazing gun? No, but it has the caveat at max level being silenced. It is smart, kind of, what they did with some of them. Obviously, the SMG and the shotgun kind of got shafted, but for 2 of the 4 shock weapons you can get for everyone, they have kind of unique gimmicks. The grenade launcher is the only grenade launcher in the game that has 2 shells. You reload 2 shells a pop, so you can get 2 off. So, for example, if you're someone with combat roll, reloading it with combat roll makes it very effective to just let off grenade rounds over and over and over again until you're basically out. I've done it with random events on the online with like just shooting the control drone, the what are they called? They're called the like beast drones or whatever. But like I think in the future they need to make those shock weapons available to everyone, and they would probably argue that could mess with the balance of some importance of some characters. But at the end of the day, the kit of the character does make the character. For example, since they buffed grenade launchers across the board for the most part, they're still not that useful. They do kill people now, which I think is smart, because before the last couple updates, they used to not be able to really hurt people too much. They were mostly used for vehicles. But even with those buffs, the grenade launcher isn't that useful of a gun. It is literally used for blowing up big things and robotic enemies that are big. Big robotic enemies and cars. That is all it's really used for. So, I would say probably give those other shock weapons to everyone. I really do. I really do think that would be nice because it would only make characters better. It wouldn't devalue guns because if you kept it to where guns just did more damage to humans and even, you know, occasionally doing more damage to like cars and stuff depending on like what gun you got or if you're like Aiden or something, right? Oh, cool. I kind of have to get over there though still. But stuff like that where I think it wouldn't devalue characters too much. I really don't. Like the Pro Hitman with Gun Katana combat roll with Berserk is still better than the DJ if they had a Shock Goblin. The DJ is a better support character, so they're good for that sense, but they only have 1 insta-kill through the invisibility cloak, and that's it. And I guess I have an AoE stun, which makes them really strong. But once those abilities are on cooldown, they're on cooldown. Which I guess you could argue that would make them a little stronger still. But I don't think to such a degree that would actually matter. That's right. I actually do have to switch her weapon because this gun is not good. Like, it's good, kind of, but not really because it has 1 shot. But yeah, sorry for my little, I guess, rant. Not rant, because like I said, I do care about this game, and I would like to see another Watch Dogs game like this, but I do think there are many improvements they need to make on the way certain characters, like, roll and drop. Like, the fact that Hypnotist can basically only drop with improved stealth. When I say basically, I can't tell you if that's right or wrong. Because I think they could drop with better stuff, but I've never seen it ever. Not once in my life. I've never seen anyone show me a Hypnotist that dropped with physical defense or even Berserk or anything of value. I haven't seen one spawn with a car. That would be amazing if a Hypnotist had a car, because at least they have a vehicle. Yeah, because for a lot of people, it's super interesting to me because a lot of people want cars on demand for everyone, which I could see. But once again, it's one of those things where I don't think it's that serious because you can steal any car. Like, you can just steal cars. It's not that complicated. And there are characters who spawn with cars and stuff. So to me, it's not that big of a deal, but I understand why for some people it is. To me, cars are just a vehicle to get to and fro. Cars are cool to customize and stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's my main draw to a vehicle. My main draw is it fast? Does it have weapons? Does it do this? You know, stuff like that. But I for real think that they need to change how shock weapons would work in the next game. Just on who can have them, who doesn't have them, stuff like that. Die! God, this sign is taking a minute. Oh, supposed to hack it. That makes more sense. Blind as a bat sometimes, I tell you people. Nah, because where I have to sit is actually quite far from my TV. Trying to get better audio for y'all, because, you know, the PS4 runs like a jet engine for this game. But yeah, no, I really do hope they continue on with this, like, recruit everyone type RPG mechanic. I don't know what they would do for possibly new character types. Well, I guess I kind of do. I was thinking it would be kind of cool if instead of it just being like obviously Wrench and the construction worker who have cargo drones, I think Albion should have some type of advanced cargo drone character, or even an advanced like riot drone. Like, how come we don't have a character who can use riot drones? That would be fucking sick. That'd be really cool if you could summon your own riot drone and have it do like cool abilities and stuff. And oh god, mission fail. Mission fail. That's kind of shitty. I should be able to just hack another one because they're right there, but yeah, it's fine. Mulligan, talking too much about the game that we're playing. But I think it'd be really cool if you had a character that could summon a riot drone or a CT drone, and like it have some unique ability, like when it explodes, the giant EMP gets released, and then it nullifies everyone and everything in an area. That'd be really strong, you know? Because like you'd get a good low combat drone, and then it blows up, and you know, it EMPs everything. Wow, so we got to redo that whole thing. That's fine though. We were too busy having too much fun.
You can use one to destroy electronic security measures on the...
Yeah, that'd be cool. Cool enemy type / character to recruit. That'd be really cool. And like I said, I can't really think of anything else that they could recruit. The thing that I'm actually surprised there's not in the game. They have a lot of missions on the online and just in general missions involving driving. I'm surprised there's no miniguns on cars. Like, I really am. Because you would assume the Albion people would have, like, miniguns on their cars. But they don't. So the Albion vehicles just feel like big cars that you can stand on. Which I think is kind of lame. Because it'd be kind of cool if you could actually shoot from them and have some type of defense. I think that would be another slight improvement to put in the game, or the next game, would be to allow people to drive vehicles with actual weaponry on them. Because like I said, the only thing we really have that's a vehicle with weaponry is the spy car and the drone from Wrench. Now, once again, it gets in that whole argument of unique ability, where like, yes, that makes them super unique, so that makes you kind of want to get that type of character. But once again, I would argue in the grand scheme of things, cars don't mean shit. Cars don't mean shit. The spy still only comes with a silenced pistol and only is buffed up by the shock grenade launcher. And that's kind of their most used in combat. Their basic gun is not that good. And, you know, if you gave the other people the car that has like a gun on it, it doesn't devalue the spy car because the spy car can turn invisible. It has rocket. The spy car has rockets. It one-taps cars. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for a goddamn LMG or something on a fucking car, which doesn't insta cars. It just takes a minute to do. I think that would be a good way to not only improve like just in general like the cars in the game, but I think it'd be cool for mission stuff, like, you know, have missions where you're being chased. Because they have missions like that, but they kind of... just result in you running away and hacking the cars, which once again, they're like, oh, but we want you to hack cars while you're driving. But it's at the end of the day, you really just make them go one way or the other. They don't really do much when you do that. It's just kind of a nuisance. So I would argue having actual car combat would be better. Yeah, those are just some of my ideas for the next game. Hopefully, whatever they do for the next Watch Dogs stuff, it is in the right direction. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes in this game with not having a central protagonist. Damn, we still got a hell of a time. Hey, and that's the final zone liberated!
Now that's a beautiful sight. Think I'm getting teary-eyed over here, seeing the wheel the way it should be. I won't be the only one either.
It's part of what people picture when they think of London.
It's, I don't know why it's cuter coming from this old lady who's like a beekeeper. It's like, Brad, I remember the good old days when the wheel was not a shit show.
You giving us the kick up the arse we needed. Thanks, DedSec.
We didn't really get to show off her abilities either. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
This is going to ignite the people's hopes in Lambeth, team. Albion's going to find it impossible to keep this borough under control. That's a feather in our cap.
What the fuck is the point of shit like this? Shit like this, Ubisoft. Why is they able to spawn someone with a cargo drone, but that's fucking it? When construction workers are a basic ass thing you can recruit, like this is literally worse than a construction worker. Because they serve the same purpose, but they have less. What the fuck? Well, hey, well, at least we're heading to more main stuff. Let's check out. Huh, that's interesting. So I didn't. Yeah, drone experts should be able to spawn with 4 perks. So I guess you could get in theory a berserker one, but not that useful. That speed drone, like that support trace drone. If it's like the one in the mission, maybe it's kind of useful, but it's really not that useful. That's unfortunate, man. That really is. So yeah, it looks like we're just gonna be heading to the next main mission. That's Albion, and then this one. So the thing about Albion missions is the way I'm going to handle it is I might as well reveal this now because we're getting into the meat of it. Obviously, main 0-day shit is still going to be Aiden. Kind Kelly is going to be Aiden. Albion's going to be Aiden. And that last character on the end will also be Aiden. So, did I say Albion? I mean, it's like, the main 3 are going to be Aiden. But, Albion, I'm actually going to leave to Wrench. Because I do want to hear some Wrench dialogue in the main game. And I think, with stuff that's revealed in the Bloodlines DLC, I think he would kind of work. That 4th person works for Aiden or Wrench, ironically. But I think we're just going to use Wrench for the Albion stuff. So that'd actually be a nice little change of pace, you know, for when we'll go maybe back and forth from Albion to Kelly, to Albion to Kelly, and then just, you know, trade off when we need. Zero tolerance.
I I hate putting Mary Kelly on the back burner while she continues to destroy lives.
Oh, cool. They just wants to go back here.
Now we've no choice.
Then perhaps it's time to have a close
Ow!
look at the elephant in the room. Nigel Cass, billionaire warmonger and current CEO of our local horde of thugs, Albion BMC.
Cass certainly profited most from the bombings. We can inspire London to resist from now till forever, but it still won't break Albion's grip on the city. Not with Cass at the top.
Which means we're gonna fuck him up good. Hit him right in his little bangers and mash.
Come across a
So stupid, Wrench. That's so
Excellent
dumb.
leader, ex-friend with an axe to grind. He'd be an asset if we can find and convince him to work with us. Come to the safe house. We'll talk it through.
All right. Yeah, so it's gonna be nice to show off some Wrench gameplay. Not only is Wrench probably the best person for Albion, well, that'd be kind of redundant if I say it the way I was gonna say it. What I was going to say was Wrench is probably the best person to do Albion missions because fucking drones. And guess what? Wrench's specialty is robots. His grenade launcher definitely kind of makes the Albion drones and stuff kind of dumb. Oh, instead of performance, if you had Berserk, you'd be really good. And I'm going to go in here and be disappointed from this first responder. Oh, look at that. They can use the harmonica. Well, that's something. That's another weird thing I like to talk about real fast. The fact that they could spawn with an extra perk, but it's always a shitty, like, performance perk. They could play the harmonica. They could play the guitar. It's a little weird that, like, in Ubisoft's eyes, they, like, coded it to where that can happen. But what are you gonna do, I guess? It's just super weird to me. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to end the video here before we actually start this mission. When we come back, we'll actually start it up and then just go straight into the next Albion stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.